Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirait Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Muttama Shloke Bhaktirabhavati Naishtaki. So, Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd Canto, 29th chapter, titled as Explanation of Devotional Service by Kapiladev to Mata Devahuti. Mata Devahuti is asking questions to Kapiladev about devotional service. In the previous shloka, Mata Devahuti asked Kapiladev, who is the incarnation of Lord Krishna himself, she asked that people are trapped into the repeated cycle of birth and death. So, please describe the glories of Supreme Lord by hearing which one can easily relieve oneself from repeated cycle of birth and death. Now, Devahuti is asking Kapiladev a question. She is saying, Kalasya, Kalasya Ishvara Rupasya, Paresham Cha Parashayate, Swarupam Bat Kuruvanti. Yadheto kushalam jana kalasya ishvara rupasya. She's saying that kalasya ishvara rupasya. Kala means time. Time is ishvara rupasya. It is a representation of Krishna. Paresham cha parashyate. Paresham. All others. Parayashate. The chief. Swarupam bata kurvanti. Swarupam, the nature. Oh, bata kurvanti, perform. Yata heto kushalam jana. By influence of which the pious activities are performed by people in general. So, Kapiladev, Mata Devahuti is asking Kapiladev about the time. She is saying, please describe the eternal time. Kala, which is representation of Krishna's form. Kapiladev is also representation of Krishna. So, which is representation of your form. And by whose influence people in general are engaged in performance of pious activities. So, under the influence of time, people are doing various karmas. Some of them are pious activities. So time is very powerful and it's continuously acting upon all of us. And under the influence of time, some people are doing pious activities, some people are doing impious activities like that. So people are engaged in all sort of karmic reactions under the influence of time. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining about the time. Prabhupada says, however ignorant one may be regarding the path of good fortune, and path down to the darkest region of ignorance, everyone is aware of influence of eternal time, which devours all the effects of our material activities. So devours means engulf, eat. Time is eating our life actually. Whatever the karmas, activities we are performing, it is being devoured by the time. The body is born at a certain time and immediately the influence of time starts acting upon. As soon as one takes the birth, the time action starts. From the date of birth of the body, the influence of death is also acting. As soon as one gets birth, which means death has already started. If a man is 30 or 50 years old, then the influence of time has already devoured 30 or 50 years from that person's life. That person's life is dead. He's dead by 30 to 50 years as per the age under the influence of time. So time is constantly acting upon and everyone is aware of this. Everyone is conscious of the last stage of life when he will meet the cruel hands of death. But some consider their age and circumstances, concern themselves with influence of time, and thus engage in pious activities so that influence in the future. So in the future they will not be put into low family or animal species. So some people, they engage in pious activities under the influence of time so that in the future the time does not give them a hard time. Generally people are attached to sense enjoyment, and so they aspire for the heavenly planets. Well, for Krishna conscious devotees, heaven or hell or all the planets are same, because Krishna conscious devotees are always worried about Krishna. Here, generally people are not like that. They are attached to the sense enjoyment and they want to do pious activities so that they can go to the higher planetary system. But actually, as stated in Bhagavad Gita, one cannot get relief from chain of birth and death, even if one goes to the highest planet, which is Brahma Loka. Ah, Brahma Bhuvanar Loka. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that birth and death is there everywhere. Because the influence of time is present everywhere within the material world. So Brahmaloka also has influence of time. Svargaloka also has influence of time. But when you go to spiritual world, Golok Vrindavan down, then there is no influence of time there. So it's a very nice shloka where eternal time as a representation of Krishna is mentioned here. And the time is very powerful. It is said that Samay Samal Balvan, Nahi Manushya Balvan. So time is so powerful that people who are on the top of their name, fame, power, prestige, under the influence of time, they can come to the rock bottom. So, and time does not spare anyone, whether you're rich or poor, famous or infamous, doesn't matter. Time governs everything. Time governs the age, time governs the death. Everything is governed by the time. So one should be aware of the influence of time, that it is acting upon us constantly. Now, many people perform pious activities to get the relief from, sinful reactions, but that is again temporary. And the time acts upon all the living entities. It's not that only one type of living entity. In the material world, everybody is under the influence of time, resulting into birth and death. But then in Bhagavad Gita also, Lord Krishna explains to Arjuna in 10th chapter, Kalosmi. Kalosmi means I am the time, right? So time is very, very powerful. And Krishna says that from the highest planet in the material world down to the lowest, all the places are place of misery, dukkhalayam ashashvatam. So this material world is painful. Everything is dukkhalaya. Dukkhalaya means giving trouble, pain. So one should transcend the influence of time when one goes to spiritual world. In the material world, there is always influence of time. So we should be aware of this fact. So one should spend as much time as possible in Krishna consciousness. All other time which we spend not on the activities other than Krishna consciousness, it is as good as death, actually. So we'll pause here. We'll continue study of Srimad Bhagavatam tomorrow. Vrindraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.